Alrighty, so welcome back to our podcast on female empowerment with Amelia the Label. I'm joined here with Alana Pepe today from the band ALORA. How are you going, Alana?
I'm really good. How are you going?
I'm good. Have you been doing any music, or are you going to put that on pause for now?
No, I've definitely been doing music. Because I study it as well. It's kind of like I've got to do it anyways.
Yeah. On all of the interviews I've had with people for the podcast series, it's always like a solid 50-50 answer of being like, yeah, I've been productive, but it is like a sort of time when you feel like you've got all this spare time and you have to be productive, but at the end of the day, it's a bit unmotivating at the same time. So
like holiday mode, but then you sort of like give it a week and you're like, okay, I'm not actually in holiday mode. Something's due soon.
Yeah. And as well as anyone that the music industry has been like crazily impacted by all of the restrictions and, the virus and everything, not only just in Brisbane, but Australia-wide and globally as well. How do you think it's changed the way that you and your band are doing things at the moment?
Well, it's like definitely slowed things down for us. Like we had a lot of gigs that were cancelled, which were like, that's what we really wanted to do this year, was like perform more, like more on, just like do more as a band. Because we were sort of just starting out last year. But it's sort of, we've had a project that we've been working on that we're what's the word? Promoting. Yeah, like kind of just like it was done prior to the whole like isolation situation. So yeah, we've been able to work on that, which is good.
Yeah, awesome. And like, you are not the only one who said that. Like this year was supposed to be for exposure and gigging in the local like music scene. And, that is the biggest, like one of the biggest ways that people can get an audience, because some random drunk person in the valley, stumbled across this cool band and were like, yeah, this is pretty sick. So like, it's definitely probably one of the hardest things that I've heard from artists, having those gigs cancelled.
Yeah.
So which way do you see your life going in the future? Do you think the band is going to be like a long-term thing, or are you hoping to go more solo in the future?
I'm definitely going to let it happen, like see where it like leads me. But I do probably want to focus more on being in a band than anything. I think, like what we've done so far as a band has been like incredibly rewarding. And I feel like I haven't done as much in that kind of regard, being in a solo, like doing solo things.
That's so true. Like, being a solo artist, it's not like you can have like a weekly meeting with yourself being like, what are we going to do this week?
Yeah.
But how are you and your band members working through this ISO? Like, do you have any tips and tricks that you guys are trying out?
We actually haven't done that much in terms of like creating music or like band practice. That'd be pretty cool to see though. So we've been having like weekly meetings with, to sort of talk about like our release plan and like our strategy, and just to sort of like touch base.
Yeah, no, that sounds cool. It's like more like a futuristic band meeting.
It's still on Zoom, so
yeah. Yeah, no, good times. So who and what has like inspired you in this sort of time?
I'm not sure. I think it's like I'm usually inspired by like a lot of like different people, but I've really noticed obviously I've always noticed like how amazing like the people in the Brisbane music scene are, but just like seeing the way they're like working through like this time and how much work they put into their projects, like whether it's like a performance or what they're doing at the moment, has really sort of, I don't know, it's kind of kept me going a bit. It's nice to see all the people that I followed before isolation still doing stuff.
So like, going back to like ages ago now, when your music career started and everything, who inspired you then?
Like when I was really young, I'm not sure, like our family, like we're not a very musical family, but when I was really young, one of the things that we used to do like almost every week, like on a Friday, was like sing Star. And that was like the best thing. Like, and then whole family got into it. What was it? Let Me Entertain You. My parents doing that song by like Adam Lambert was like
Yeah.
but like as I got older, I don't think I really enjoyed music until I started learning the guitar again. Like when I started picking up the guitar, a bit before that, like wanting to learn it. I had always done like piano. I also did sax, and I didn't really like the music that I listened to wasn't very like saxophone or piano based, and it was like a lot more guitar based. But once I picked the guitar up, it really helped me like okay, yeah, no, music's definitely what I want to do. And yeah, I think like when I like at that point I was listening to like a lot of singer-songwriter artists like Tori Kelly with like her and vocals. But like as I've gotten older, it's like my music's definitely changed to like I don't know, like band-based stuff. Like I love Childcare. That's like probably my favorite band. They're so cool.
Wow.
Yeah, and there's like a ton of other bands. Like my Spotify account has the most ridiculous amount of playlists. But yeah.
No, that's awesome. Like, and I totally get what you're saying. Like, you know, when you were 15, like you were into one sort of music, and as we get older, it does go into like a really different sort of mix. So
Yeah.
it's not like one person's inspired you for the whole time. It's yeah. But now I guess you'd sort of like want to listen to things that you guys want to create more of, so you can get that inspiration. But yeah, no, that's cool.
I also listened to like probably like everyone did, like Fall Out Boy and like Panic at the Disco when I was younger. But yeah, it was a bit of a weird mix, but it's gotten weirder as I've like gotten older as well. Like,
That's so fair. So if you could make a band from people dead or alive, who would you choose and what would they be on? It's a hard one.
Dave Grohl on drums, like straight up.
Yeah.
I don't know who else. Thundercat on bass. This is a bit of a weird combination.
No, I'm for it. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd probably I think having like a piano or a synth as well would be cool. I don't really have a favorite.
Yeah.
But definitely Dave Grohl, Thundercat. I don't know who's a really good guitarist that I like.
Would you be on lead vocals?
That would be really cool with like all of them.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, I don't even know. I feel like I need
That's all right. The guitarist can like you could get somebody fresh and brand new that no one ever knew about. So but that sounds like a pretty decent band. I'd listen to the music. What would the band be called?
I have no idea. When actually, pretty funny story. When we first like tried to think of a name for the band, we like put like random. We went onto like random band name generator, and
oh yeah, classic.
Generated every word that could go in there, and we were gonna call ourselves like Big Pigeons of Oslo. Just because it's so funny, and maybe we might call ourselves Big Pigeons.
I love that. That's so funny. I love that it's like so random and it like doesn't really have a proper meaning behind it.
Like that's so weird. And then like the next time we saw each other, which was like almost every day because we all do uni together.
Yeah.
We're like, why do I not hate that? Like we just like talking.
That's so funny. Everyone was like, why is it got a good ring to it? Like, why are we thinking about this still?
Why is it not awful? Like there were a lot of bad ones, but like that one's like really bad that it was almost good.
Yeah. No, I agree. That's awesome. So like as you know, going back to like the music industry as a whole, it's like obviously a really hard industry to be a part of. But are there any specific hardships that you've personally had to face since the beginning of your career?
I don't like not particularly. I think one of my like a lot of the hardships I've had to face were sort of like mental like battles. Like I think like I don't know how to explain it, but like you sort of not that you don't think that you're good enough, but you want to be better, and so you sort of hold like music career or like your goals. You'll be like, oh, I need to be better at like guitar before I start doing this, or like I need to be better at production before I start producing for people. Yeah, and I think, sorry, but like I think also there's like all these statistics about like women in music being a lot lower, and like especially in production, which is something that I want to go into.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like, honestly, like, as you said, like sound engineering and like production, that side of music is so male dominated.
It's like statistics and it's crazy.
Really, yeah. And I think that, like, is that something that you're scared about having to confront in the future?
I think like with the way things are going, like the age group that I've grown up with is a lot more open to like, and it's very more like a lot more inclusive. And like I can't speak for what it was back then, but I know like what it is now. It's very like it's a very even playing field. I like not as even. It's much more even than it used to be. My words today. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's all right. Don't stress.
I need to sort of just do it rather than like I'll practice it, then I'll do it kind of thing. Just like, and that can be my practice. Like,
100%. And with like, you know, the mental battles, is that when like being in a band is a little bit easier because of that support?
I think definitely being in a band makes it like so much easier. There's a lot of like even like with songs, like I wouldn't have performed them because I'd be like, no, I don't think it's very good. And then like the whole band is so supportive of it, and I think it works like the other way around. I like definitely like there was songs that I wrote and then I was like, oh, I don't think it's very good, and they like really hyped it up and like and stuff, and I think it works the same way. Like people like we all sort of help each other and like sort of we all kind of make each other probably more confident, which is really good.
That's so nice. I love hearing that. And do you think that like when you write songs at the start, at least, did you feel really vulnerable when you were writing them because you knew that your whole band was going to hear it?
Well, like at first, like a lot of the songs that I wrote were before we were a band, and so like when I first like heard it or when I first played it to them, it was probably because I think the first time they heard it, like one of my songs Disconnected was because I asked Blake to do guitar for me, like the lead part.
Yeah.
And like they heard it, I was like so nervous. And but like since like being in the band and being really good friends with them, it really helps me to open up and show them that. Like try my songs and stuff. But when we've written in a band setting, it's been songwriting has been so easy. Like,
Really?
it's sort of just like flowed. I don't know. We just like hit this like especially my words. With Talk to You Tonight, that one was like written so well and so easily, and it's like one of our favorite songs. And it was like the first song we wrote as a band, and it's like crazy.
Yeah, it's almost like you guys have like just figured out this amazing dynamic that works for you guys. And I guess like, you know, being in a band would be about the chemistry. And if you guys like can't sit down and write together, that would be a pretty big negative. So I think that's awesome to have that figured out for you guys. Like that's great. So do you think have you seen any of those like, you know, those hardships that you and like your band have had to face and you mentally like you individually going through those mental battles, have you seen that happen around you for anyone else?
I think like a lot of the people that I gone to uni with like in like this year have like made like people have sort of battled with confidence a bit, like myself, and I think it's really cool to see them sort of like work through that, and you see them sort of really change, like not change in like a bad way, but like change, like become more confident in their like music capabilities and their songwriting, and it's just like amazing to see. I'm not sure. I'll probably like think about this like later and be like, oh wait, there's this one time, but
I don't know, of course. that's like, and I think like probably people do try really hard and hide anything like big that they're going through in the industry, because at the end of the day, it's like you have to look really strong and happy all the time in that really tough environment, because that's just the way the music industry has gone, you know?
Yeah. And like sometimes I think some of the best songs are when they like embrace that and they really talk about it.
I like that. So you obviously do a lot of production and then a lot of performance. Is there one that you like better? Like if you had to do one for the rest of your life, which one would it be?
Um, I'm not sure. I love like both parts of it. Like with performance, I love like even like the practice, like with a band's like so much fun. But like getting up on stage is amazing. And I don't know why I left like I didn't do it as soon as I could. But production's really cool. I think it's so challenging.
Yeah. Production is like really like, I think a lot of people underestimate how difficult it is. And a lot of it is like you have to teach yourself how to do it all. Is that something that you've found?
Well, yeah, like we've got some really good people, like amazing people at uni that sort of help you with like sound and stuff. But a lot of it is gonna have to a lot of it is like self-taught as well, because you have to like learn to know what you're listening for. And then there's the problem of like spending too much time on it and then over mixing it. And yeah, it's very it's I don't know, it's really challenging because you get to like I don't know.
No, that's true. No, I get that. I'm catching what you're throwing and I'm loving it.
I like yeah.
Can we have a little insight into what you guys might be releasing soon or later in the year or anything like that?
Yeah, definitely. Like we have plans for the later part of the year, but with the whole like
Yeah.
situation and like plans might change, which I hope not. But I might not mention those. But we're coming with a single 15th of May.
Yay, that's so exciting.
First one, which we're like so excited for, and it's crazy to think that it's happening already.
Oh my gosh. So what's the title about like of this song? Tell me all about it. What's the vibe?
Well, it's called Sleeping In. It's like it kind of means different things to like the three of us, which is so like check out our Instagram. Like that's a bit of a plug. But we like sort of talking about like what it means to each of us. But like for me it's sort of about trying to start something with someone new and wanting to like move on or like start a new friendship or relationship and stuff, but having your reservations. It's about people disappointing you and like wanting to like give them another chance. And it's about like I don't know, it's just about like I don't know, it's about being in your 20s.
Well, that's really exciting. Well, thank you so much, Alana, for speaking to me today. And you said May 15th?
Yeah, 15th of May.
All right, so get the new single 15th of May called Sleeping In. It's going to be on Spotify.
Yeah, Spotify. When we like put it up on Garrison, I think it's like, yeah, iTunes. I think it's even going to be on TikTok, but yeah.
Well, thank you so much for speaking with me today. And I'm sure we'll see a lot more of you soon.
That's all right. Thank you for inviting me.
All right.